Hey, JC here at JC's Comics and More, your pop culture superstore. We were just talking about the classic sexy Supergirl costume. You know, I guess they're all, with Supergirl, they're all sexy costumes. But this costume was created by John Sposato of Edison, New Jersey. I wonder if he is still around. I wonder if anyone out there knows John, and tell him that I said, thank you for creating that costume, dude. I don't think you ever got credit for that costume after this here. Nobody. In Crisis on Infinite Earths, you know, when they killed her off, nobody said, man, you know, I'd like to thank this guy for creating this costume. She had hot pants on, had that great top. Good for him. That was a great costume. That's issue 410, as I mentioned before, that she had sort of her footwear had that ankle wraps, and they eliminated it with the next issue. And they went back. They kind of changed costumes out again a little bit. That costume wasn't that bad. It still was a nice costume. Bob did the artwork again, I believe, in this issue here, or did he? Maybe he just inked it. See, they're not telling you in this one here if he did or didn't. But she's fighting space aliens. He could certainly draw a hot Supergirl. She's very concerned. Almost looks very Kirby-ish right there. It's a great honor for DC back in the day, sweeping the ACBA awards. Academy of Comic Book Artists. Best continuing feature was Green Lantern, Green Arrow. You got Denny O'Neil, you got Neil Adams, you got Dick Giordano, you got Bob Oskner, you got Henry Scarpelli, and Jack Adler of the colorist. Congratulations, gentlemen. Again, we got backup feature, Legion of Superheroes, the weddings that wrecked the Legion. We talked about that one before. And then you've got another backup feature. You know, they're getting married. Saturn Girl and Lightning Lass and Phantom Girl and Ultra Boy. They're going to have themselves a good old time. They're going to be making some Ultra babies. You can buy yourself a Venus flytrap. There you go. I wish our wedding had been sort of real. Well, I'm sure you guys made sure it was kind of sort of real, right? The magic of Jack Kirby as he came to DC. And I'm not sure who did. I almost think that, yeah, Carmen Infantino. There it is, Infantino. That he did the artwork on this. Got the Aurora model kits. Again, these Aurora model kits were so cool back in the day. And with this issue of Adventure Comics, you can see it's water damage. Unfortunately, you got Zatanna, Hawkman, Hawkgirl, Robot Man. Not quite the same Robot Man from the Doom Patrol, though. There she is. She's getting to the sale in time. She could have used her powers. She's being fair. And look, she's taking it. Looks like Plastic Man is her swimsuit there. Lucky Plastic Man. You go. You dog, you. Uh-oh. Man, he's a bum. Supergirl, Linda. Give that guy something to look forward to. He ain't gonna be around long. He's been drinking drinking Thunderbird Night Train. Is that evil Frankenstein-like robots? Thinks he's gonna choke Supergirl? You got another thing coming, buddy. Got a reprint of Hawkman with art by Joe Kubert, Gardner Fox. And you got Zatanna story. Again, love these old house ads. Got a Zatanna story with art by Gray Merrill. Len Wein wrote this issue. Recounts how she found her father with the members of the Justice League. There's her boyfriend, Jeff. You go. Good for you, buddy. You get this Robot Man backup. Again, not the same Robot Man that was in... that certainly was not in the Doom Patrol. There's Supergirl. She's back to her now classic outfit once again. This is going to have the new Vigilante. It's got the Enchantress and also the Shining Knight. I want to think that the Shining Knight story might be a Frazetta. Might be Frazetta's artwork. Let's take a quick look. I'll take a quick look in the price guide here and see what they say. Let's see if the price guide has the information right. They've got a lot of misinformation in here, unfortunately, because Overstreet is afraid somebody's going to come up with their own price guide and rip him off. So that's too bad. Let's see. Frazetta. Yeah, Frazetta did the story in the Shining Knight backup story in this issue here. Bob once again did the artwork in this. And they changed the logo. They changed the logo quite some time ago. From the Superman type logo to she got her own logo. Should have commented on that, but I'm sure you noticed that. I've seen this picture of Supergirl. They use that in different house ads. Maybe in the upper corner, they would use that for a while. And speaking of the upper corner, you use the stripper boot Supergirl image for a while. And then that issue there, it went to the new image. But the S was on the over her right breast. I guess no, it'd be over her left, and then it was over her right there. So they switched it back and forth. But there it was over the correct one. Because that's the correct term. Or boob, I guess. But let's get back to this issue right here. He disappeared. He's gone. Got these Aurora. Again, new models that you could put together. Let's fight this giant pink monster. Shining Knight, Frank Frazetta artwork. A friend of mine just went to the Frank Frazetta Museum last weekend, and he donated one of his comics, Tally Ho, to the museum. So if you go to the Frank Frazetta Museum and you see that issue of Tally Ho, you can know that that was donated by James Bond. No lie. I would have liked to have went to the museum myself. I was invited, but I had a wedding to go to, which I would not trade for anything. If I didn't go to the wedding, I would have went to the museum. Again, hit records. 14 hit records now for 286. It was 12. You got the new Vigilante. You got the story by Marv Wolfman. You have the dialogue by Steve Skeets, but they don't tell you who the artwork's by. I believe this artwork is by Gray Merrill. It's pretty damn sure this is by Gray Merrill. His women are unmistakable. The Enchantress. They don't tell you who did the artwork on this here. These horror suspense. You got June Moon becoming the Enchantress. She got stripper boots on too. I'm sure probably Halloween time, the strip clubs, you'll see many women wearing boots like that. And again, we've got another, circulation numbers here, 510. This was 280,000. So it was over 345,000 the last issue we checked. So unfortunately, sales on this book dropped by about 65,000. And I can't see how sales on this book could be dropping when you have someone looking like that in the book. Sales should be going up, up, and away. Those sales should just keep getting rising and just keep going up and up and up. It's hard to think that they would be dropping in sales. Look, she's got an invisible crook, and even the boys looking at her like, man, you're just crazy. You got that hippie Eric Bloom looking dude saying, what you talking about, Supergirl? Wish that cape was out of my way. You got Tony I always butcher his name. Sorry, Tony. Was it Tony Zunga? But there's no N, so I'm not even going to try and ink it. Sorry, Tony. Sorry, man. Sorry I butchered your name. I like your artwork, but sorry I butchered your name, dude. Maybe I need to go to Google and have them pronounce it for me. There's Supergirl again. Look at her. Man, she's just... It's a fine day when you see Supergirl running around. And you got the crooks, those gingers, man. They're bad news. Look, he's drinking, he's smoking. You know that's bad news. Look. Nature of the Beast. Ah, yeah. So she's back. And yeah, you gotta hate it when the phone rings. And she's sitting there right next to the window and everything. Man, giving the whole world a show. Now you're talking, slow down for a minute, handsome. I want to give you a great big kiss. Can't now. All of our friends are waiting for us. Waiting for us where? In hell, baby. In hell. And he crashes and dies. Mike did escape from a world he never quite belonged. David Michelinie, got a letter in here, went on to write Amazing Spider-Man and other comics for Marvel and other companies. And you got Paul Kuppelberg also. Paul is a writer for DC a long time. So, again, you've got these great story. You got this Alex Toth artwork from this Black Canary story. Toth's artwork is very, very different. It takes you a while to get used to it and see exactly what he's trying to point out. I would be helpless if not for my rebel Robin Hood the Green Arrow. Lecture me. Beautiful ladybird, if you must ever give up, do it 10 minutes before you draw in your last breath and not a second before. Look at all those guns. He's a cocky bastard. That's the criminal. We find out that it's Catwoman. Catwoman makes a real quick, just one panel as she's being hauled off. Got Dick Giordano doing the Zatanna story. He's a male Medusa, a Gorgon. Got the Phantom Stranger. This is a reprint. Or maybe it's not. Looks like it's a reprint. It might not be. The Enchantress, once again, got them boots. Those boots are made for walking. You got this Kirby. You got this great portfolio. I do have one of these Kirby portfolios, and it's signed by him. Got a great sea monster. Actually, I think that's a tomato worm. Goes back to her origin. She willed herself into the form of the Enchantress. Fighting this big monster. It's always like a big pink purple monster. And she has a great tomato worm that helps get her friend free. And you've got even an Arnold Schwarzenegger ad in here. This his actually names him as Arnold Schwarzenegger. He did other ads with just these power bands. That if you put these power bands on and make your arms big, I want those as a kid. But that did not have him named. But there you go. Have an early Arnold Schwarzenegger ad. If you ever see Arnold buy one of these comics, get him to sign it. But he would be freaked out. He's probably hasn't signed one of those comics in years. I'll be right back. Somebody has come in. Okay, we're back. This is Adventure Comics number 420. All right, the great number 420. That's nice. Got Tony, who I'm not going to butcher his name. Some great artwork as always in this book. Bob's inks really gave the Supergirl that consistent look. Look at him, he's sitting there. He doesn't have any underwear on. Supergirl gets lots of adventures. She gets around. Captain Aurora. You get these Aurora games that you could play. And he has died, so she's sad now. We've got an Animal Man reprint. I'm not sure. Maybe it might show up in one of these issues of Strange Adventures that I have. Again, not sure. I think Jack Sparling did the artwork. Yeah, Jack did the artwork on these. Starmen. Again, these house ads. Got Korak, son of Tarzan. Got a Superman classic story. Turns into a giant flying lizard type creature that everybody thinks that dragon that everybody thinks it ate Superman. Got Adventure Comics number 421. Marv Wolfman helped to write this with Steve Skeets. Mike Sadowski and Bob inked it. Mike's pencils are very overpowering. And then you've got another Zatanna backup story. And I believe... Well, no, I don't think this is. No, this is not Gray Merrill. Talks about the DC Comics being 20 cents now. Went down from 25 cents. Win Mortimer did the art. There she is with Jeff again. So Jeff, it was you. I feel closest I never felt towards any man. You lucky bastard, Jeff. Issue 422, Supergirl's run on the book is coming to an end, and then it moves on to some other features. Here we've got the first issue of the Demon being offered. I believe this is Gray Merrill doing the Vigilante. Yep, Gray Merrill. More great Supergirl artwork here. This is the Legion of Superheroes, or the Justice League. Superman's trying to make everybody put on these strange glasses. Batman doesn't look quite like Batman. Boy, she's really come to the party. Got aliens. Aliens are trying to take over, of course. It's always aliens. It's always these weird green looking aliens. Issue 224, the Frozen Graveyard. Tony's back as the artist. Talks about how Supergirl is getting her own magazine. Get this backup story by Don Heck. And she's talking about how she's going off on her own. It's great stickers you can put on the walls, and there's Marvel head stickers as well. Here you got a new feature, the Black Orchid, her origin. Can't recall who did the artwork. I almost want to say it was Alex Toth, but I know it's not. I think Tony did the artwork. Then you've got Dr. 13 as the backup feature. Very stylized artwork here. Another issue with the Black Orchid. Yeah, Tony did the artwork. Sheldon Mayer wrote it. A character that showed up in Vertigo, I think, a few years ago. And I don't think DC has done anything with the character since then. Now you've got this ad for the prehistoric model kits from Aurora. I had pretty much all of these. I never had the woolly mammoth though, but I had every single other one of those in there. The Stegosaurus, the Strachosaurus, one of the Pteranodons, the Cro-Magnon Man, first issue of Plop. Got this naked girl that in a towel, who mysteriously was the Black Orchid. Almost thought this was Keith Giffen, but it's Keith Griffin. But maybe it's Keith Giffen. Maybe when he came to the industry, he changed his name. And again, you got Captain Fear. You got Captain Fear as the backup. And then the last Adventure Comics I have is the Spectre. First time the Spectre is back in his own book. Jim Aparo artwork. Michael Fleischer. And you got Jim Aparo, and you got Russell Carley as the art continuity. I'm not sure what that exactly means. But when they brought the Spectre back, they showed you just how vengeful the Spectre could be. He used giant scissors to cut this guy in half. We know that's what happened. He was cut in half. Good Lord, choke those scissors. He's a vengeful Spectre, and he turned him into sand. And this woman here, to pay for her crimes, turned her to dust. Captain Fear backup. Character I don't think they've done anything with in forever and ever.